Hello, everyone, and welcome. It is so good to be back home. It was so fun to be at Garden of Quilts, but it feels amazing to be back home. Still have lots of laundry to do. You know how it is when you do a travel. But welcome, everyone, and welcome to Sew a Story Studio Live. My name is Jennifer Long. I'm an early years educator turned Riley Blake Designs fabric designer. And today, this September, we have a special pattern on 50% off at Sew Story. And so I'm going to talk about that today. But before we begin, I just love to hear how everyone's doing, welcome you into the live, and just follow up a little bit of what happened last week. So I'm going to start by just telling how I am and how last week went for me. So I am exhausted. I am tired, but so happy. It was wonderful to be in Salt Lake City last week at Garden of Quilts. It was wonderful to be able to see my Riley Blake Designs family, to see all the people there. There were so many stories that were shared with me about how they made different projects. Different people have made different projects over the years. It's always so rewarding. It's wonderful to see pictures of how they've used those projects, and we had something special happen too. So I taught a couple of classes in the garden. I taught Fairy Village, which is actually the October quilt pattern. Well, for like next month inside the Pattern Club. And I taught the Fairy Dress Up pattern, which is also the Pattern Club pattern. So those are not even out yet. And so I got ahead to teach them. Oh, Letisa is here. Hello, how are you doing? Welcome. So it was just amazing to be able to teach both those classes before the patterns were out or before the fabric was out. But what was really neat is that they actually, we're in the Ashton Gardens at Garden of Quilts. And so there's like different campuses and there's different things that happen. They put us in the butterfly sanctuary. And so Cindy Cloward, the owner of Riley Blake Designs, came into our class, and I said, "Oh, thank you for putting us in the butterfly sanctuary, but I really thought we would have butterflies flying around while we sewed." I said that to her, and she said, "Oh, you guys can go on a field trip." So they gave us permission. Her and Karen Ashton gave our classes, both my permission to go on a field trip to take our projects into the butterfly gardens, and it was so amazing. So after we sewed everything, we also had an amazing gift from ThermoWeb. So ThermoWeb gave every participant a sparkle paste that was inside the class, and we got to use that on both our fairy village and our wings. So it was so exciting. And we got to take those into the butterfly sanctuary and take some pictures in there, some movies. You'll see some reels. Maybe you saw it in the stories happen, but it was just amazing. And I don't actually know the history of all of the butterflies that were there, but there were these amazing blue butterflies that were like, basically the wings were each like the size of my hands. And when they closed, they were brown. They were like a brown outside that looked like they had like an eye on it and a few other spots. But when they opened, they were like a metallic blue almost, it was unbelievable. It was so gorgeous. So um, I shared, if you couldn't make it, I shared some of those things that were happening at Garden of Quilts, but that was just one of the things with the classes there. Um, oh yes. Oh, oh dear. I have Anna here joining me live, and she's sending me a video here just showing me that Letitia, I think, she's sending me um, oh, IG for some. Oh, yeah, she's saying the Instagram is not working for some reason. I'm not sure why that would be. So I guess we'll just keep trying the best that you can to see if we can join. If you're wanting to join from Instagram, apologies if you are there. Maybe you'll have to come over to YouTube or Facebook. Okay. Oh, it's hilarious that I was playing it on there. Okay. So a couple other things that happened last week. So I taught those classes, went to the butterfly garden. I got to do a full day of filming at the Riley Blake Designs new space in their new studio. So they moved into a warehouse and office buildings in Lehigh, and it is gorgeous. Actually, I was so busy, I forgot to take pictures. It was gorgeous. I think there are some pictures floating around, and we got to film in the film studio all day. I did 5 videos all on machine embroidery for Riley Blake Design. So those are going to be coming. Yes, yay for YouTube. Okay, that's good. YouTube's working. Amazing. Thank you so much. And so, yeah, a few other things that we did. We did Let's Make a Quilt. Two good girlfriends of mine, Bev McCullough and Amanda Niederheiser, are fabric designers with Riley Blake as well, and they run this like Let's Make a Quilt kind of game show plus dinner evening, I think on Thursday nights, and they invited me to guest appear and teach line dance, although I don't normally line dance, so they brought me in some cowgirl boots and I learned a line dance, but I used to be a dancer, so I think that's why they asked me. It was such a hoot. It's so fun. We did meet the makers. We got to walk around in the gardens. I got to teach shop owners. So it was quite a fun time. And Garden of Quilts is always one of my very favorite events for that reason. There's like amazing things to do for shops. The weather was just stunning and gorgeous. And then just like having all of those people around you is so life-giving. So that was really, really fun. I'm turning around in like less than 2 weeks here, maybe like 8 days, 9 days now, and heading over to Houston to go to Quilt Market. So exciting. And I'll be sharing my next collection there and some things that I haven't been able to share so far. So I really hope that I'll be able to share, and post, but it's the Nutcracker tradition that I'll be showing at Houston, making all of the things for it. We've got amazing quilts, and there's a big surprise that I can't wait to show you about too. This month at Sew Story, we do a 50% off pattern every single month. It's been a pattern that's been one of our probably most popular patterns. And we do that pattern, we do a different pattern every month, and we kind of just do it as like a gift. I never do a 50% off sale, so it's a big deal when a pattern goes on, and we try to do a special. So I wanted to give some love to the pattern that it is. It's called the stuffed apple pattern. It looks like this. And this pattern is a 50% off this whole month. And so this is the month of making apples. I actually have a YouTube video tutorial on how to do this as well. I think we made it a couple of years ago when I did the farm collection, and I'll just show you a couple of the apples. So I use a cinnamon stick at the top, and you can make them in all the different colors, and they are like a great play if you wanted to play them with children, for like your play kitchen, but they're also gorgeous for on your kitchen table or on your front entrance. They're a great little apple. Now, it took a little bit of work to get this gorgeous apple shape, and I just want to show you the shape. So you can see here how the bottom is. It's a little flatter on the bottom so it stands, and then nice and round at the top. The leaf looks like this. You can put a little bit of detail on it, and there's a cinnamon stick, so adorable and gorgeous. I did mine in an alternating patchwork, but you can really do yours in complete scrap. And yeah, this is the pattern that's 50% off. So this has been a really like a really big pattern for us at Sew a Story, and so I hope that you love it. I wanted to have in the background as well. I don't remember how many years ago now. I think it was like 5. I would almost like to say 5 years. I think it's like before COVID. So I did this apple season pattern since we colored it into grandmother's house fabric. but it's this quilt pattern here. I've made it quite a few times, and we did a huge sew along for it 5 years ago, which is still, all the videos are still available for it. I just love it so much because it is a quick sew. There is pieced seeds in here with their just stitch and flip, so you can see the cute little pieced seeds in there. And I just love how you can just sort of play with each row. Some of the apples are full and some of them are half cut. So we do a lot of canning. Like I've said before, I live on the farm, so we have a like I may have planted too many apple trees when we first moved here, and now they're all producing a lot of apples. So we have a lot of apples. But we love to make apple crisps and applesauce and apple muffins. And my daughter even made an amazing apple pie that was like had a crust laced over top of the lattice crust. So tell me in the comments if you make any apple anything and what you do. Have you ever made an apple quilt or a stuffed apple? So this pattern isn't on 50% off, but I wanted to share it with you today because it's so on brand and on theme with our apple pattern. But I would highly suggest you take advantage of this half off and make yourself a couple of stuffed apples. This also makes a really great teacher's gift. So something that would be great just to give to a teacher at the end of the year, maybe at Christmas. You could do all kinds of things, and they smell so good with the real cinnamon sticks in there. All right. So the other reason why I wanted to like pull apples back in is it's been like 5 years at So a Story is because in our modern ragdoll membership, we are doing the Eve doll this this month. So I think I've showed her a few weeks ago. I am just like completely gushing over her. She is one of my very, very, very favorite dolls. And she has so much detail both on her dress and on her hair. Like, look at her hair, you guys, and then on her body as well underneath. And so I just felt like she would love to have her own little stuffed apple, don't you think? Oh, yes. Great idea for a teacher's gift, says Letisa. Thank you so much. Yeah, I know. You can't, these are so easy and quick to make. There's actually a secret when you make these. You'll have to look in the pattern and watch the video because sometimes you feel like, oh, I don't know if I could sew and stuff all of these, but look how smooth it turned out. It's the secret of I showed you how to do it before you sew it together, actually, and it turns out so smooth and just really, really amazing. So yes, I thought that she would just love to have an apple. And next month in the Modern Ragdoll membership, we have Adam coming. And well, I didn't make his clothes yet, but here he is with his adorable sandals. So I thought this was a good month to give this pattern really good like life. So many fun things to do with the apple, a stuffed apple. And I think I need to make it with this Created with Love fabric. So I think it would look really good in these burnt oranges, the yellows, and of course the greens. Maybe I won't use the blues though. So yes, let me know if you have any questions. One other thing that many people were asking about at Garden of Quilts, they wanted to hear like my journey as a fabric designer, stories, things like this. So if you are interested in anything like that, we always welcome what you would love to hear about. We do a live every Tuesday. I wanted to come on every Tuesday at, well, 10 a.m. Central for me, just to connect as I'm able. Sometimes I have to just share a little bit of other content that we have, like I did last week because we were at Garden of Quilts. But if you haven't seen last week's, it's hilarious because I was in the hotel with my two dear friends, and we just did like a quick little interview, get to know the designer type of deal. So go to the Sew Story YouTube and click on lives and just watch last week's if you want. It says Garden of Quilts, and you'll get to know Bev and Amanda and myself as well. So it was really, really fun. Um, and then, yeah, so if you ever have any questions for us, we're super happy to create a whole live on it. We've done one for sparkle paste before. Someone was asking that question, and we just created the live for it, and that's a tutorial. So very, very happy to do that. Talking about sparkle paste, The stuffed apple would be beautiful with sparkle paste on it. So I do always have my sparkle paste sitting around here. This is a product you can get that I designed through ThermoWeb. And what it is, it's like a fabric paint. It heat sets, so that what it means is that once you paint it on, I actually designed stencils as well that you can use, but once you paint it on, you just let it dry for 30 minutes. Put a pressing paper on top and heat set it with your iron, and it's washable. It doesn't come off, so you don't have sparkles everywhere, and that is just like one of the beautiful things. It comes in so many colors. I just put them in here to show you. It's actually 13 different colors that it comes. I use it on fabric all of the time, like all of the time. And I also use it on like paper. These are like my little paper roll dolls in Crafting Connections. And you can see I sparkled up the grandma doll on it. So I just feel like you can't have too many sparkles. And if you ever bring children into your sewing space or your crafting space, then it's like a lovely thing to work with them on. So, little update. Yes, if you're asking, Crafting Connections is closed now. It is an experience that a 6 week like Crafting Connections experience that I designed. This is the first time we're launching it. We're running through with one group here. It's been amazing. There's so many people and so many people posting in there. We have a community for that, and it is focused on crafting with your children. So we are doing beautiful things like masks and puppets and finger puppets and paper dolls and toilet paper roll dolls and games, all with Sew a Story art and all in like 10 minutes or less. So we kind of call that 10 minutes of magic with your child to form a connection. If you are interested in learning more about that, we'll open up the doors again. We like to take one group through at a time. I really want to spend like all my time with that one group and just make sure that we are like progressing through and we're learning different things like transitions and how asking questions, how to do things with your children and how to have um, how to see the progression happen through them. And so we take that same group through all at once. So if you want to know when the doors open again, you can just join the wait list for Crafting Connections. It's something that's super near and dear to my heart as an early years educator. Oh yes. Okay, so she just put up the wait list there. Thank you so much, Anna. So yes, if you have any other questions, again, I'm so happy to answer, but just a little reminder that it's apple season. And the two patterns that we really want to share are the Apple Season quilt. This is actually called Apple Season. And it's written, you can do it in all these different sizes. So table runner, crib size, or lap size. So I've got the three requirements there. It is fat quarter friendly. So you can grab your scraps or your fat quarters. I always do like a great cutting chart there for all of your pieces, and then obviously like wonderful illustrations for you to cut with your apple season. And then same thing with the stuffed apple pattern. So the stuffed apple pattern again has fantastic illustrations, so you know exactly what's happening all of the time, as well as templates and SVG files come with this as well if you have a cutting machine. And I'll share that tip and trick with you on how to get perfectly stuffed apples. That don't rot on us. How wonderful is that? And that smells so good. So I am so happy to be home. I'm so happy to be here. We will meet again next Tuesday at 10 a.m. Central for our live. And we'll have just another topic where we can learn and grow together. And I can't wait to see what you create. So until next time, I'll see you again really soon. Thank you for joining me. Bye for now.